What's good, y'all? Somebody asked me what my degree is in and if it aligns with what I do today. I said, yeah, it does. I got my master's in education, and they were like, well, why did you choose that particular field? And I was just like, well, there's an interesting story there, so let me tell you. And I thought I might as well make a video because I believe that there's some messages in here for those who choose to pick up those pieces. Pick up the pieces. The other day I was having a conversation with my family. We're sitting down reading, and Angel's like, I don't want to sit and read. I don't want to work out together. I don't want to you know how these preteens be doing. And I was like, look, Angel, how much of your 100% of time that you have in your day do you invest in self? So we went through that conversation. But what we identified, what Angel would rather be doing besides the things that we're doing as a family to build ourselves up, is she would rather be taking a nap, she would rather be watching TV, she would rather be sitting on the computer or playing games and socializing with her friends. I was like, okay, so you spend 8 hours in a classroom not focused on yourself. Then you come home and you now decompress. And in that decompression, you are just unplugging and just taking some time to yourself. At what point in a 24-hour day do you spend time on yourself? That's the history, not the point, but a very relevant point. Moving on to my story and why I got my master's in education. I grew up knowing that I came here to do what I'm doing right now. I came here to save the world. I mean, in a 7-year-old brain, that's the language I had. Now I know that God sent me here to this physical plane to be an agent of change and evolution. We getting our lives back or not. And trust me, you ain't ever had your life. Not the way I'm about to teach y'all. So I grew up knowing I'm going to be a famous author, and once, there were motivational speakers when I was in my 20s. Once motivational speakers and eventually inspirational speakers, and now they're impact speakers. But, I didn't know when those came into my field of awareness. I was like, I'm going to be an inspirational speaker or a motivational speaker. At 18, I began dating a guy who was 14 years my senior, and hey, he fed me, he housed me, he let me drive his cars. He was my sugar daddy. Ended up having a whole baby by him. Hey, Adoy, how you doing? But he used to pressure me all the time. He was like, man, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't in school. What you doing? What you doing? Why do adults do that to people? I'll really just be telling these kids to become soulless as soon as possible. It's 10:10. Anyway, so I went to the college and enrolled in school, but every time he was just like, you're not doing anything with your life. I was like, I am. I'm a famous author. I'm going to be a famous author. Meanwhile, I ain't writing no books, y'all. I ain't picked up no pen, no paper, no computer, no nothing, but I'm going to be a famous author. Somebody put that together. So I roll in school. It takes me 8 years to get a 4-year degree because I'm going to be a famous author who ain't writing no books. While I'm getting my undergrad, I realized that I'm probably not going to be a famous author, but this is when, and it's funny, full circle, I enrolled for Lisa Nichols webinar today, or free, whatever they're called, and she was one of the people who were hot on the scene at the time, and so it's just really interesting that she asked this question at the time that I was inspired by Lisa, because she was, in her bag. I was like, I want to do what she does. I still want to do what she does. I'm doing it. We just gonna do it on a higher level. I want to do it on the highest level possible, and I will. God did not put this desire in my heart since I was a child for me to die on the vine like this. Roar! Nice shirt choice, Lonnie. So I accept, I'm probably not going to be an author, especially since I'm not writing any books, and I'm probably, I don't even know how to become the next yes chick. So I guess I'll be a teacher, because people always talk about how inspired they were by their teachers, how motivating their teachers were. I was like, at least if I go into the classroom, I can inspire children every day in my classroom. And maybe some of my children will grow up and say, that teacher Taylor, she was pretty inspiring. So honestly, I got my degree as a cop-out because I wanted to be an inspirational speaker, but I really didn't know how to break into the industry. Still don't. If you know, let me know. I am available for speaking engagements. Yes, I am. Virtually, podcast, let's go. Get 5 of your friends together. zoom me in, and let's heal. So that's a quick and dirty version of how I ended up getting my master's degree in education. I figured them kids gotta listen to me. They can't go nowhere. They gotta be in my audience. Now back to the story about Angel. The Angel has expressed that she wants to be a lawyer, and I said, well, do you want to be a park bench lawyer or do you want to be an elite lawyer? She says she wants to be an elite lawyer. I said, what efforts are you putting into yourself today to position yourself to be an elite lawyer? Because guaranteed those of the elite lawyers that are in those skyscrapers that you say you want to work in are working on being a lawyer at 12 years old. Meanwhile, you want to come home, watch TV, play games, talk to your friends, and sleep. We have to understand that, yes, we have a desire in our heart, but if we aren't putting any energy into our day-to-day lives and we are not using everything that we come into in contact with within our day-to-day lives to position ourselves for that which we desire to do and to be, we are setting ourselves up to hold a dream in our heart, but we are not setting ourselves up to actually manifest and live those dreams. And that's exactly what I was doing. I know that I came here to do what I'm doing. I am 41 years old and I am just now putting the energy into becoming that which I said that I know that I came to this earth to do, because we are programmed to be stagnant. We are programmed to work hard, but we are not programmed to be intentional. I don't care if you go to work for 16 hours a day. What did you do in that 16 hours a day to do what you know that you came to this earth to do? So it doesn't matter how hard you work. Alfie finally lifted his leg up to pee. Now he lifted his leg up to pee and he peed on the concrete, but he finally lifted his leg up to pee. Oh, Ferretta. Yay! I was like, is he a defective boy dog or is he just, he's gonna keep squatting to pee? It's a celebration, CJS! Anyway, you have to understand that they want you to fail. They don't want you to ever tap into your greatness. They want you to always feel that pulling inside of you and thinking that God is not blessing you, when God is like, yo, you just ain't trying. Like, you are not putting energy into your day-to-day life. You have to think about, look, I get it. There's no such thing as a distraction when you know how to learn to use the distractions. There is nothing that I do in my life that I am not using to create the version of me that I want to be. Every single thing that I do to elevate myself as a mother, as a wife, as a human, and as a teacher, a coach, author, and whatever else it is I'm doing. And then I'm intentionally living my life and putting seed in the ground to create the vision and reality that I see for myself. Is that what you're doing for yourself? Are you like my 18-year-old self that said, why am I gonna go to school? I'm gonna be a famous author, but I'm not writing anything. If you are not investing in the vision that you have on yourself, you are setting yourself up for misery and failure. I told Angel, do you wanna know what a life of coming home and watching TV and playing games and sitting and sleeping does? Look at your fucking parents. Is this what you want for yourself? So we have to understand that it's all the plan to disconnect us from our greatness and keep us in a space of depressiveness, because we know we have this inner knowing that I'm supposed to be doing something else, but I don't know how. And God sent me here to tell you that it's not for you to know how. It's for you to just set the intention and put the desire within your heart that this is what I know that I'm here to do, and God will carry you the rest of the way. But if you allow them to use your life as a distraction, you will continuously be distracted while talking about, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. When you gonna do it? And that's why I have my master's in education. And you can book me for your next speaking engagement. And yes, there's going to be a fee. Don't take this for granted. This fair energy exchange. You want me to change your life? You better help me change mine.